Hi, Joao.
How are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you?
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything perfect.
Great. Great. Are you playing tennis these days?
Yeah, I am.
You can train.
Yeah, every day.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You are 28 years old. 185.
23.
Sorry. 23. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I have here written down 28. I don't know why. 23. You are the third best player in Brazil at this moment.
Yes.
185 in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You live in Brazil. You were born in Brazil. You're an authentic Brazilian person.
Mm-hmm.
How is coronavirus in Brazil? Because people are a bit here in Europe. People are worried about the situation in South America, and especially in Brazil. How are things going?
Yeah, things are a little bit complicated here because I think there is not one decision for everyone. I mean, the president, he gives autonomy to the mayors and to the government of each state, so they can make what they want to. So it's a little bit complicated because there are some states that they want to close the things, the shops, the restaurants, and the other state they want to open it all. So I think it's a bit of a political war, and on the other hand, the population is not obedient. If you say they can't go out home, they go out anyway, and that's why the situation here it's a little bit out of control.
I understand.
And
yes, I understand.
Yeah, the at the beginning they thought it was like only a joke, and then they saw that the virus is real and it's killing lots of people here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They should have learned. The president of Brazil should have learned of Europe, because in Europe, in some countries like Spain and Italy, we suffered a lot. We suffered a lot because there was a moment in the hospitals. The doctors should make elections: who live
and
who dies.
Yeah,
so that's terrible. That's terrible. So they should have learned, because I don't know if he is doing the things good or bad, but what you are telling me right now, he should be more determined. I think.
Yep.
The same thing happens in Mexico and in the United States, no?
Yeah, it's true, because his line is more like Trump. He's more like liberal. He wants the economy not to drop so much, so he wants to open up the market and stuff.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's why I think we have cases and stuff.
Let's hope it's going better quickly.
Yeah.
I heard you speak fantastic Spanish. You speak very good English, and of course Brasileiro.
Portuguese. Yeah.
How did you learn that so good?
Yeah, I used to live 2 years in Spain. I used to live in Barcelona for 2 years.
Yes.
And in the English I studied not at school, but I did some separated courses that helped me a lot with my traveling and the ability.
Yes, of course.
To understand.
Well, you achieved that because you're talking very good English, and Spanish was the same thing, or including better.
Yeah, I
okay, one thing. Last year you played in Lima, in Peru. Maybe what was the best tennis week in your life, right? It were the Juegos Panaméricos.
Yes.
The Olympic Games of America. I translate that at my way. Yeah. And you the first round, no, the quarterfinals. You played the first seeded Nicholas Cherry. You won it.
Yes.
Then you won the semifinals. You won to the champion of the Panaméricos last year.
Yeah.
2018. And in the final you won. What happened in the final? Tell me, please. You won that match.
I mean, it was a nervous match. A lot of nerves in the match, because I already know I was qualified for the Olympics. The only thing I should I should do is to be inside the top 300, and I was at the moment.
Yes.
It was a very, very tense nerve because until that moment I was not say, uh, the people in Brazil, they didn't know me very well, and at that tournament, for example, in my Instagram, I had 2K followers, and I started to increase like 12, 13K in 2-3 days, because the matches were on TV, and I think the Brazilian people, they don't care if you are playing tournaments for yourself, but when you play for the flag, it's totally different. So I think
that's right.
Yeah, so I think that's what happened with me.
You played three fantastic matches. If you write in internet Joao Menezes, pues the first thing you read is Lima, Peru. Lima, Peru, the Panaméricos. Yeah. So there you made because tennis isn't the most popular sport in Brazil, but after that week, you were a famous person in Brazil. Everybody knows you because wow, we won in Peru the tournament with Joao, and now things changed. It's changed a little bit. No?
Yeah, for sure. I think, if I'm not wrong, only 6 male people won it from Brazil, the Pan American Games in tennis, and it I can say it totally changed my life for better stuff and better things.
What changed? What changed?
So sponsors that I didn't have at the moment, they started to look me in a different way, like, oh, this guy is making progress. And for example, when I was junior, I was always like running around the other guys, because there was always some better guys than me. So I think they when they played me right now, they think, oh, we want to win this guy, we want to beat this guy because he won the medal.
Yes. Okay. That was in Lima. That was a fantastic week, but it's not a week that this kind of weeks was unfortunately you don't live them every month. No, so the life of a tennis player is a different one. So what is the attractive thing? What is so attractive to be a pro tennis player?
I mean, there are lots of positive sides, because you work on the thing you love most, that is the sport and playing the sport. You can travel around the world and know different places. You can also have friends from different places, different nationalities, and whatever country I go, I have some friends. We can spend some time around, and it's good.
That's great.
Yeah. And I think it's also it's so nice because we can enjoy the journey. So it's really nice because we live every day, like in practice, in matches, and we spend it, we enjoy it, and that's the funny thing, I think.
Yes, that's great. Of course, is there time if you are going to a tournament in a city, one or another? Is there time to visit it? For example, you are going to Paris. Do you have time to climb on the tower in the Eiffel Tower?
Oh yeah. We normally we take one day off when the city is nice, but there are some places that we go that we don't want to visit at all. There are the both sides. And but yes, for example, when I went to Paris when I was junior to play Roland Garros, I took some days to visit, and London, New York, other cities, Canada, Europe, Australia, every place we.
What was the most fantastic city you visited? The one you most like?
There are lots of fantastic cities. I like Paris, Rio. I like Rio.
Rio, of course.
I like Melbourne. I enjoyed a lot. New York. What else? I enjoyed Barcelona. The 2 years I spent there, it was so nice.
Magnificent city. Yes, it is. It is. Okay. Lots of traveling, lots of countries you see as you have to play tournaments all over the world, of course. But a player like you, with 23 years old, 185 ranked in the world, you can make a living out of tennis right now.
Yeah,
you can live with the ranking you have.
Yeah, that's an interesting question because, for example, I can say that I can make a living for now because I am in a country that our money is not strong enough comparing to dollars and euros. For example, now with the coronavirus crisis, the dollar is 5-1 here in Brazil. Like 10 years ago, it was 2-1. So, for example, now if I win $1,000 in one challenger, I win 5,000 reais here in Brazil.
Yes, so, of course.
So, for example, the money I win outside, it worth a lot here. But when I am traveling,
of course,
my money here, it worth nothing outside. So that
okay, I
can make the money here in Brazil. But for example, if I have to make a living in Europe or in the US, then I starve because the money is not.
It's more difficult. Yes, yes. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about your goals. Yet you are 23 years old, not 28.
Yes.
And so I want to ask you two goals. The first one, right now in August and September, I think you will come back playing tournaments. No, I think it's quickly. So what is your goal for the rest of the year?
Yeah,
until Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't think of this at all for now because at the beginning of the year, my goal was to finish the year close to top 100. But now, with all the situation of coronavirus and we don't have the calendar yet for challengers, only ATP Tour, and the US Open will not hold qualies. So we don't know exactly how will be the situation of playing tournaments and traveling around the world if we are going to need visa and stuff. And Brazil right now is the epicenter of the virus in the world. So first of all, I would be really happy to be able to travel and play tournaments outside. And if I can do this, I am very happy. After that, I need to wait for the ATP to show the calendar. And I think in 1 month, 2 months, I can tell you for sure what will be my goal and what exactly which tournaments I'm going to play. And see how many tournaments I can play because it's not fair. I say to you, I need to be close top 100, but I only have 8 tournaments in the year and have to do 200 points. So it's.
I understand that. Yes. So the US Open, there are no qualifier matches, so you won't play there.
No, I think it's very unlikely because I am 180 and like the main draw is 128.
120. Yeah, I think so. You're close, but this year probably not. And then in September there will be Roland Garros.
Yeah, then
I think you will play there. There you can play because I think there will be qualifying matches.
Yeah,
right.
I pray for that they make with qualifying.
Those of course those tournaments are the most important ones because you can win in 2 matches that you can win. You can get a lot of points for the rank and then get up. And I think it's a good goal to be top 100 as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow, no. The thing's easy, but I think it's a good goal because you're young and so you have a lot of future to get in the years coming. So that is the goal in the coming month. And the end goal, what do you achieve? I hear a lot of young players say, I want to be the number 1 in the world. But maybe that is not realistic. So you understand what is your goal? What do you want to achieve with tennis?
Achieve. I want to live from tennis, to have a remarkable career, and I think everyone should have a dream of the sport, and mine is to win one Grand Slam.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Yeah. That's a fantastic dream. Yeah. Talking about Grand Slams, last year you played the Australian Open,
I played the Australian.
Last year, this year. Yeah. This year you played the Australian Open, and the first round you played a Russian player. I don't know who was it right now.
I played Donskoy.
Donskov, yeah. A Russian player, high ranked, about around 100. And you lost.
He was.
Okay, great. You lost him in the third set in the tiebreak.
Yeah.
8-6 in the tiebreak.
No, it was.
There was a pin.
Super tiebreak. Australian Open.
It was a super tiebreak. 10-8. 10-8. It was a pity, because you were so close to win that match. What went wrong? Was it a lot of times those matches you win and lose for details?
I think the only thing I can tell you I did wrong, it was like drop my intensity at the second set, because I won first set 7-6, then lost 6-1, and then the third set I could recover, but even though lost 7-6, super tiebreak.
Yes.
And in the third set it was details. I think if I could keep pushing him in the second set, putting pressure, I could have, because I saw that at the beginning of the second set he started to hit the balls strongly, because he was, I think he saw that just rallying a lot, I was getting the best in the points. So he tried to push me harder, and I made some mistakes and dropped my intensity. Then he could raise his level, and at the end of the match, the super tiebreak, then it's details. I mean, it was 7-8. He played with 2 unbelievable points, like winners, and I played also really, really good. So it could have gone either my side or So,
It's curious. I can hear that you remember everything of that match, all details, the score, the ranking of your rival, all the details you remember. I think it's because it was. I think it's because you learned a lot of that match. If you learn so much of that match, you was really focused and you remember everything of it.
Yeah, I mean, I am a really perfectionist person, and there are some matches that they mark you, and they point you some important lessons that you could have learned from them, and to improve for the next ones. So one of these matches.
Okay, that's great. I think it's good to be perfectionist, because it's a good way to improve the things you already do good, and to improve, of course, your abilities, like everyone has. Okay. I would like to talk a bit about Brazil. I have never been to Brazil, but I can tell you it's a dream of me. Not just for me. Brazil is very attractive, no? So there are great sides of Brazil, and there are worse sides of Brazil, like in all countries. And the first thing I want to ask you is a bit difficult, but it's a thing I'm interested in. In Sao Paulo, especially in Sao Paulo, but as well in Rio de Janeiro, there is a lot of criminality of children. That means we see in television documentals and news that children in those cities work, steal, simply are criminals, even murder. So how is that possible that there can be a solution about that problem?
The problem is much bigger than we can think about, because here in Brazil we have the favelas. I don't know if you heard about them, but
yes, of course,
there are some places that the people they grow up in one way, that they do not have good quality of life, and they have to to do one thing that most of the times is related with traffic, with violence, with criminality, and I mean it's complicated even for the police, for the army to put order on the situation and stuff. And
it's very powerful.
I mean it's I cannot even describe you the this problem, because if the governments they can't handle it, how I could find a solution for that, you know?
It's terrible. It's a big pity that these things can happen, but I understand your explanation perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay.
If Brazil, it was if we had good government, good politics, and like the people really want to change and to be honest and to care about each other, we would have a magnificent country, because we have every potential to be a world potential, you know, to be one of the countries of the world, like economics, like we are a big country. I mean, but we only do not have the culture.
I understand. I totally agree with you. Okay, let's talk 1 minute about football, because or soccer. In Brazil, it's sports number one. With big difference. A lot of people say the football, soccer is like a religion in Brazil, especially when plays the national team, La Canarinha. Mm-hmm. Do you feel it like that as well? To you, it's as well so important, football?
Yeah, I support La Canarinha a lot, like especially World Cups and Copa America and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel that there are some people that they are angry with the president of the confederation, and they support their national teams like Flamengo, Corinthians, and stuff, because they get pissed off with the direction of the national team, and they also say there's a lot of politics, like they put the players they want to put because their manager and stuff, they are connected. So I enjoy the football a lot, but I think football is not the old one that we were used to have, like at the I don't know, the 1980s, that football was football and the players played for passion. Today there's a lot of money involved, even in tennis. Like want to return now the calendar only for the US Open. They don't mind if we have qualies or no. They just want to make more money with the TV and stuff. So it's complicated.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. In tennis in Brazil is a sport for rich people, or it's like in Europe, especially in the north of Europe, it's a sport for everybody, cheap to play?
No, in Brazil it's for rich people, because it's very rare here. If you have public courts, so you need to be associated with a club to have courts.
Yeah.
And then we have the question of the rackets, the balls, the shoes, and here, like I said, we had the economic problem that everything is based on dollar, and dollar right now is 5-1 here in Brazil, so it's complicated. If you want to buy one racket that it's $200, now it's 1,000 here, and years ago it was like 400.
Yeah, of course. Another idol in Brazil, sports idol, was Ayrton Senna.
Yeah.
Ayrton Senna was multi world champion of the Formula 1 car racing. He would be now 70 years old. In the 94, he had a terrible accident, and he died with that accident. And in Brazil, I saw images in the news, in the television, that lots of people in Brazil crying, but not just crying, going crazy almost, because he was such an important sports star in Brazil. I don't know what are your feelings about that, because you weren't born yet by that year.
Yeah, I mean, I hear some stories, especially from my family and my parents, that he was the kind of the guy that every person in Brazil loved him, because he was the kind of patriot guy, every time he used to take the flag and put the flag with it, and like show he was from Brazil, and like make sure everyone knew his country. And I think he did that especially after the World Cup of '90s. I don't know exactly who Brazil lost, but the national team was not at the very best of times. So he took this responsibility of being the hero, and like piloting a racing car, and he was the national hero that we had for this time until the national team won the '94 World Cup. Then came Guga in '97, 2000, 2001, another hero too, and that was
Guga Kuerten was, like you said, another great hero in Brazil. He won Roland Garros at least one time. I'm not sure if he won it more time.
3 times he won.
Two times. Three times. So he was a magnificent player. He was the best player of that 5-6 years when he was on top. So you say it was like Senna. It was like Senna, like an idol in Brazil. I remember Kuerten is a really sympathetic guy. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had the opportunity to meet him sometime.
Right, that's great.
Especially in some Davis Cup when I was junior, and even last year when we had the meeting of the National Tennis Confederation, and every place he goes, even today, he's like claimed by the people, and the crowd loves him, and I think he could not be away, because he was the kind of player that everyone loves to see,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Lots of great sportsmen in Brazil. Brazil has had a lot of great, fantastic sports people. So let's go back to your tennis. In weeks without tournaments, how is a day of Joao Menezes? How is a day of your life? You wake up, you have breakfast, and then what happens?
And then I start to practice at 7:30 a.m. Like
that's early.
Yeah. Then fitness session until 9.
Yep.
Then I start tennis at 10 until 12.
Yep.
Then rest, lunch, rest. I start again at 3. Tennis at 3, from 3 to 4:30. Then fitness again.
Yep.
4 to 5:30, and then just stretch, rest, and that's it.
Okay, so how many hours are you involved with physics and tennis?
6-7 hours per day, more or less.
Wow, that's a lot of hours. I always try to compare that with the football players, the soccer players, because they train, I don't know, 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
See, okay, there are trainers that want to train 2 hours and others 3, but nobody more. So they have a life, a very good life, because thanks to the popularity of the soccer, they win so much money just working 2-3 hours a day. A tennis player doesn't have that luck. You have to train, like you said, more hours, because if you don't, you don't have the rhythm in the matches, right?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, also the competitivity in tennis is too hard with us, because it's an individual sport. So if you are not in your best, there is no one who can help you. And in football, I think you have this opportunity. If you are not 2 days, you have the help of the team, and in tennis you don't. So you need to be in shape, especially fitness, because if you are out of competition, and then you need to compete really well. You have to be to have good hands, good touch, good feeling with the ball, because you don't have contact, the direct contact with the ball. So that's why I'm practicing a lot every day. And they say in football they don't practice a lot because they run more than us. The tennis player.
Well, maybe it's true. I don't know. Okay, your coach is Patricio Arnold, isn't it?
Yes.
He is Brazilian.
No, Argentinian.
Argentino. How in what way your coach or your trainer contributes in your development like a tennis player?
In lots of ways, like in techniques, in tactics. We are always working, especially in this time of competition. Some things that we can improve, like in techniques, in the in the strokes. For example, forehand, backhand, and volleys, and some special strokes that we are working about, like slice and volleys. That appear to be really, really important. And also in the way I see the things, in the way like that the game should be seen, and how to take the opportunities, and how to